I'd like to invite you, those of you who are prepared and interested, to participate in the 2022 two-year Kriya Yoga Apprenticeship Program. This is an intensive training program, open on average to about 25 participants, and it's been ongoing now for around 5 years with the intention of providing a solid foundation for your own meditation path, as well as giving you deeper understanding into the philosophy and lifestyle of Kriya Yoga. Again, with the idea that by going through this program, students will have developed the foundation to have a lifelong commitment to learning and growing, spiritually speaking. Now again, this is a 2-year program, and primarily it is for those individuals who have already been meditating for at least 4 to 5 months, who have a deep and profound interest in Kriya Yoga, and who want to really dig into what does it mean to practice Kriya Yoga, what does it mean to live as a yogi in this world, and to grow into the maturity of self-realization, God realization, understanding one's wholeness to life. Now, at the outset, keep in mind that this is on a donation basis. Be aware that the first year of the course focuses on the philosophy, the introductory philosophy, how to build an effective meditation practice, the supportive lifestyle habits. And most of the focus goes towards exploring the Bhagavad Gita as a Kriya Yoga text, because it's within the Bhagavad Gita where we learn what is required of us as yogis, as a spiritual aspirant, to wake up. Because once we know what's required of us and we can commit to it and we can do it, the rest generally takes care of itself. And there are 26 to 27 lessons that are posted weekly within year 1. Year 2 continues where we go more into an understanding of prayer, an understanding of contemplative practice. We dig more deeply into spiritual devotion, the importance of service as spiritual practice. And then in year 2, the focus is on going into the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali as a text of how to experience oneness, samadhi, clarity, self-realization. The Bhagavad Gita outlines for us what is there to be done, what is the holistic foundation of this process. And the Yoga Sutras, as it relates to Kriya Yoga, deals with how is it done. So we explore this, and this is described. If you go to KriyaYogaOnline.com and go to the Kriya Yoga Apprenticeship tab, you will see the syllabus for each year. And at the very bottom of that page, you will see a free download button, which is the Kriya Yoga Apprenticeship Learning Document. And within that, it's a number of pages, way over a dozen, that describes what to expect from this process, what is it all about, how is it done, as well as the syllabus. And then there are questions to be answered for me to review for acceptance into the program. Now again, usually only around 25 people are accepted into this program each year. If for some reason you're not accepted, usually I will explain why and then give you homework to work on for you to apply to the next year. Or oftentimes we get more applications than we can accept. So if that's the case, then the applications are saved and put in the front of the list for the following year. So please keep that in mind. And the reason I'm putting out this video now is because, again, while it is very good if you have 4 to 6 months of meditation under your belt, well, now you have time to get that. Also, one of the requirements is to study the 11-hour downloadable Introduction to Kriya Yoga course, which is at KriyaYogaOnline.com. So it'll give you plenty of time to study that, to learn the meditation techniques so that you can get the most out of the 2 years. Now, the 2-year program is specific for those individuals who have written to me, have asked, how do I become a student in the Kriya Yoga tradition, like you were a student to Mr. Davis, and like he was a student to Paramahansa Yogananda? Well, I require this 2-year program for this because it gives me time to get to know each student. There's homework that is given throughout the 2 years. There are meditation journals that are required to be kept and submitted for review. Monthly, we have an online gathering, Q&A session. So over the 2-year period of time, what happens is I get to know the students, and they get to develop rapport with myself and my teaching style as representative of this tradition. And we both get to figure out, will it work well to engage in a more intensive teacher-student relationship? For me, that was a very important aspect of the whole process. Learning to meditate, getting my life in order, listening to Mr. Davis's lectures, going on retreats, that was all profoundly helpful. But I can't say enough what a positive support it was to have access to Mr. Davis, to be able to send him questions and to get direct responses, to be able to visit with him occasionally and to, again, learn directly with him. So this is my way of continuing that process. And as I mentioned, this apprenticeship program has been going on for about 4 to 5 years now. And I can remember when the idea came to me, I was on retreat at Center for Spiritual Awareness, and I had been visiting with Mr. Davis. And I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if there was a process students could go through so that within a number of years, they would have a solid foundation in Kriya Yoga, so that they could live their life from that point forward, and they could continue to practice with certainty, with faith, and with confidence. And I brought this idea up to Mr. Davis, and he thought it was a wonderful idea. So that further encouraged me to plan it out, to come up with the agenda that we did, and to make it a reality. And sure enough, whether it was good fortune, perfect timing, grace, the support of Mr. Davis, ever since the program has begun, it's always been full. And I've been touched by the progress that I've seen students make and the growth that I've seen them make. So while we don't want to be attached to the results of our actions, it has been very heartwarming in my own life to see the benefit that students have derived from this program. So we continue. Now, if I didn't already mention it, this is on a donation basis. This is explained in the Kriya Yoga application learning document. Year 1, there's about 27 weekly courses that you go through. Year 2, there's 24 weekly courses. At the end of each year, there is a retreat scheduled. Now, when possible, we will have in-person retreats where we're able to gather together to learn and meditate. When it's not possible, we do Zoom retreats, which has worked very well. Either way, at the end of each year, we come together for retreats to have a little more intensive experience of Kriya Yoga, meditation, and understanding, exploring the philosophy. So what are some recommended books for this? For year 1, the recommended required reading is the book Kriya Yoga, Continuing the Lineage of Enlightenment, Kriya Yoga, Continuing the Lineage of Enlightenment, as well as The Eternal Way by Eugene Davis. So Kriya Yoga, Continuing the Lineage of Enlightenment is by myself, Ryan Kurczak. The Eternal Way is by Eugene Davis. For year 2, the book that is required is Kriya Yoga Vichara, which is a book I have written, and also Autobiography of Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. So, if you have an interest in this, please go to KriyaYogaOnline.com and go to the Kriya Yoga Apprenticeship tab. Read over the description, scroll down to the downloadable learning application document, review it, think about it. Don't just apply because you think it's going to be something fun. because it's not really fun. It's a lot is expected of you within this program. If you feel that this is an important part of your path, then apply. And I do my best to review the applications by October, November. So by October, November of 2021, I will have reviewed the applications and then let students know about their acceptance in January of 2022, because each new 2-year course begins January, the first week of January of each year. And then we go from there. We'll have our monthly gatherings, weekly classes posted, and then at the end of the year, the retreats to come together. And then the lineage of enlightenment continues through us. So it's my honor and my privilege to continue to serve as representative of this Kriya Yoga tradition, as my teacher did and as his teacher did. And again, it's a great honor, and it's just a great honor to have Mr. Davis's blessing on this process. He was always thrilled to hear from the students who went through the program, even though I believe he only lived about a year or two after the program's inception. It was nice to see his interest and support and enthusiasm. And also the book, The Essence of Complete Kriya Yoga Practice. It's a small book that I put out recently, which were interviews with Mr. Davis. The middle dialogue with Mr. Davis was one that he gave to our Kriya Yoga apprenticeship program. So anyway, I hope you find this of value, and I look forward to your applications for this work, and we'll see you hopefully in 2022.